Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Salutations and good evening to all you comic book connoisseurs and art aficionados. Welcome to another episode of Proof of Comics. I'm your host, Frédéric Guimont, and we have a very interesting guest tonight. But before we get into that, let me introduce my co-hosts. As always, with me is Wrangler. I was about to say Garth again. How you doing, Wrangler?
A whole lot of hola. I'm doing all right. I am excited for tonight. I'm so excited that I trimmed my nose hairs.
I was going to say something about that. You know, like you use your avatar, but we can still see them. So I think that's about the time you have to bring it up.
That just proves how impressive they are.
They are mightily royal, regal nose hairs, I must say.
Yeah, I use a lot of coconut conditioner on them.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else when you said but it's another story. We're also joined with Billy Bob. Bye, Billy Bob. Not bye, but we're joined by Billy.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Billy Bob. How you doing? That was a short stint.
Hasta luego.
Well, I was going to say, like, if we say the word babe 3 times, Corey's going to show up.
Oh, there he goes.
I just thought babe 3 times and he showed up. So,
oh, he's not even backstage.
Dude,
he just yeeted himself.
No, he left. He took that as an order, it seems.
There we go.
He's back again. Oh, we're both
Welcome
trying to bring
back.
him on at the same time.
All righty, couple.
How you doing, Billy? What is up?
He just glitched back in.
Fucking hot as shit, man.
Well, I believe you. It's hot in Quebec, so I can only imagine down in Tennessee must be.
Oh, God.
Do you have air conditioning or a fan or a dog that's panting in your face or something?
I don't want to turn it on.
You want to turn it on?
What, the dog?
Yep.
He's got a wagging tail. That'll give you a little bit of air.
Uh-oh.
And, of course, we got Chris, number 1, is here. How you doing, Chris Fisk?
Ohayo konbanwa. Boku wa ichiban desu.
Oh, you got to switch your language setting there.
Hold on. Mokkai da ne. No, hey, how's everyone doing? Thanks for having me on, man.
Good, man. As always, happy to have you, dude.
Hell yeah.
How's everything going, man?
Well, I hate getting old, man. Adulting sucks. I got all the cool toys in the world and no time to play with them. Like, I got that laser stuff, and I know I was trying to, like, mess around with stuff. And,
oh, yeah,
like,
the Jewish
whole
laser.
weekend-
Yeah.
That's right. I got the Goy Bean, baby.
I was just reflexively reaching for the button. I'm like, oh yeah, not this show.
Wrong show.
No, I just it sucked because like I've been really like stuck with work stuff, and it's like I want to get back to that Lumos Flex laser etching stuff.
Yeah.
Laser.
My
just,
curiosity peaked.
It reminds me of like the first time I got exposed to like Kazaa or Napster, where it was like, here's the world in front of me, and I could take whatever I want. What do
So
I
much
want?
power.
Like analysis paralysis.
Yeah. Your Jewish side is like, I can mint my own coins.
These coins don't have ridges.
No ridges. Well, we're happy to have you, Chris.
Oh, thanks for having
coming
me,
up.
man.
And tonight, our very special guest, and she's still here after the introduction. She did not leave in shame, so
We tried to scare her off. It didn't work.
it did not
Oh.
work. We're gonna have to try harder next time. But Mademoiselle Danielle Sansazi, welcome. How you doing?
Bonjour, comme ci, comme ça. How are you?
Good, good. Happy to have you
Ça va
here.
bien. Hola, everyone. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We've stumbled on your campaign in our friend Aaron's show a couple of times. So we usually go through the Fund My Comic and like highlight any interesting campaigns. And the art is beautiful. And
Thank
everyone
you.
kind of like all our eyebrows raised at Amish vampires. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a couple of questions on that.
I would think that would be oil and water, but apparently you found a way to what's the word, emulsify these two concepts.
Oh, that's very good. Yes, actually. And I'm going to grab something
Oh.
that I meant to and forgot. Oop, almost knocked Gambit over. Can't have that. He's my favorite
Oh, I guarantee.
guarantee. The comics, it's, and I should say I do see this first run as it might actually push to a 12-book series, but I do see it at least now as a 10-book series. I see at least 3 series.
So
for
10
the-
American books, 12 Canadian books.
Yes, there you go. And I guess I am Canadian like 100 years back somewhere in my family. So I'm an honorary Canuck.
Do you speak in inches or metric?
I'm American, so inches. Hello.
Yeah, freedom units.
Hey, we're all about to become Americans here soon. So,
Yeah.
hold your horses.
So I see it as at least I have 3 series like mapped out in my head, and I'll tell you why in a second. And then there's at least a prequel novel and or series as well. And the reason why is because all of this is adapted from a book I published
Ooh.
exactly 20 years ago.
Nice.
Well, this is a really funny story.
Oh.
I was young. Now, 24 doesn't sound like that young, but when you get in your 40s and after you've raised 4 children, you realize just how naive 24 is. And at 24, it sounds luxurious, but it was not. I was an Army wife. I was living in Hawaii, and Army wife, active duty Army wife, and had just had my 3rd child, my oldest daughter, and I was not in a good place. I was not in a healthy relationship at all. It was not good, and I was 5,000 miles away from home. Not that that really mattered if you knew my family, but 5,000 miles away from home. And I had been with this person since I was a teenager. I had been on my own since I was 17. I didn't know much. Okay. And I was always a comic nerd. I have always been a comic nerd. And this was always intended to be a graphic novel or a comic series, but I didn't really know how to go about doing that. And I can't really draw like that. Like I have my own artistic leanings and talents, but I'm not in the realm where I could pull off, an entire book's worth of comic art. That's just not something I can do. And I'm at least self-aware enough to admit that and not make a terrible mistake. You know what I mean? And back then I thought that the only way for me to try and approach someone or, make a comic or try to set up a comic to sell it is that, I had to be able to draw too. And, I didn't know how to do that. And like I said, bad relationship. So I didn't know how to go about figuring it out. So I just sat down one day after this story had been gestating in my brain after months of, pushing kids in strollers everywhere and, feeding kids, just whatever I'm doing, it's up there. This one specific line, she stomped her foot and up it flew, this on repeat. I sat down, the whole thing fell out. Now, then I have this book or this manuscript, I'll say. What do I do with it? Well, I spent months sending out packets. And back then, to get your book published, you had to send out the first 50 pages or 3 chapters of your book with a synopsis, a little bit of info about yourself, press release, and a self-addressed stamped envelope. And that envelope is so they could say, no, thanks. And I sent out like 150 of those, and I got a response back from this publisher called Publish America. I was very excited. They gave me a $1 advance. I just looked that red flag and signed on the dotted line.
But it was an American dollar, though,
It was an American dollar. And they were like, we're giving you this $1 advance because we believe in you.
All I could think of
exactly
is that insurance commercial where the guy's holding the fish, has a fishing pole and the hook. And
you got to be quicker than that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. Well, the long story, even longer, is what I was. The whole point of all of that was, I didn't even get an editor. Their idea of an editor was they held onto my manuscript for 9 months to run spell check. And I still found mistakes, and I was like, excuse me. And when they sent me my author's copy, I like page 1, I'm like, there are issues. Like, will you please fix this? So years later, the whole company shut down, even after a name change, because they got in a lot of trouble. I am convinced that this company was like some kind of front for money laundering, because I was not the only person this happened to. But needless to say, I did get published. It is copyright, copywritten through, the Library of Congress. It is mine. I am a published author. It is out there. So there's that. It did happen. It is out there. And the way I look at it now, 20 years later, is I got to do that and then raise my kids. Because after that, I became a single mom. And, it did give me some confidence, like I did something. I did something, and I'm not too bad, I guess. And, I raised my kids, but the whole time I'm like, I miss these characters. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, because the story feels deeper. It feels so much bigger. So now that I'm almost 46 years old and all of my kids are adults now, pardon me.
Oh, it's okay to raise adults. There's no reason to apologize for that.
Bless you.
I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now. And my husband now, who's a wonderful man, all of this was his idea. He said, you have time. You have me. I'm the one who worries about the bills. You're retired from hair. Why don't you go back to writing. And I almost I started to push back and say, well, what a silly wait a minute. That's great. And I did. And the way I look at this now, it's more of like first draft or the seed, and Veiled Legacy became the tree, because this is basically a first draft. It's the first draft writings of a 23, 24-year-old who was trapped in a situation she couldn't get out of and had no one to go to for advice, or I couldn't go to writing classes. I couldn't go to school or anything like that. Now I have been able to. And on top of that, I have the greatest tool in any writer or creator's arsenal, and that is lived experience. I have over 20 years worth of lived experience to pour into it. So there's your backstory.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what attracted you to comics, especially because you said that you always had kind of comics in mind. Like, how did you kind of discover or fall into comic books?
I am disabled. I was born disabled. I actually grew up in Shriners Hospital, and back in the 80s, it was called Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children.
Oh, lovely.
I was one of those crippled children. And when I say I grew up there, I mean, I was there for years at a time. I was having surgery at least once a year, orthopedic, major orthopedic surgery, at least once a year, sometimes up to 4. And that was the first 20 years of I still have to have orthopedic surgery like every couple of years now. So progress. But it was 1 to 4 times a year. I lived there. There were a couple of years where I didn't, but for the most part I did. But Shriners was great because they understood that we were kids, and that as kids, we were sacrificing our childhood so that we could have a more functional adult life. But they refused to let us sacrifice it all together. So they had this wonderful department called the Recreational Therapy Department, and it was a giant playroom. It was a full-size basketball court for wheelchair basketball and regular basketball if you had legs. And we had a computer with Print Shop, man. I mean, come on.
I remember Print Shop.
Yeah. Yep. There were TVs that lined around the basketball court, and they were hooked up to Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. Hello. We had a Metroid and Dr. Mario and
You're
Super Mario Brothers
language
3.
now.
Oh, here we go. We're going to lose Wrangler now.
It had everything. And one day I was very depressed because I was pretty much left there. My parents were like, all right, well, my parents divorced very, very, very early on. So my mom had 2 other kids and my dad had another kid. They're like, well, we have other things going on. So we'll see you when they're done. I was sad, and I'm in pain because I had this big cage thing on my leg, stretching my leg, 7 inches. Yeah, I was Rocket Raccoon in Guardians 3. So one of the ladies came down and she said, look, I know you're sad, but we got some new stuff. And I know you like, Star Trek and Star Wars and all that nerdy stuff that the boys like. So I think you should come with me.
You like all that
stuff that the boys like. I was the weird girl. I was very much the weird girl. Still am. That's okay. So
no one makes it to comic books. No one makes it to comic books and is stable and normal.
I used to get so offended when people would say, Chris Gore would say, oh, you've made Star Wars into a girl brand, and I'd say, wait, I'm a girl and I've always liked Star Wars. Like, why would, wait a minute. I like boy stuff. Never mind. You're right.
Let me guess. As soon as they made it
Continue.
into a girl brand, you didn't like it anymore, did you?
True story. So
Yep.
I wheeled down there and there was a big pile of comic books. And I just kind of like stop over. And the first one I saw was a Huntress comic. Was it Days of Rage? I have the
know.
cover somewhere.
I don't
But-
know that one.
I've got it somewhere. I know I do, but it was a Huntress comic,
It
and
says it sounds like the X-Mention. Are you sure you're not an X-Man, Denny?
I am a mutant. Actually, I found out at 12 that technically I'm a mutant. So
There
that
you go.
that sting played in my head as I read it in my physical science book. I was like, no way. Ooh, what powers do I get? It's just super bitchy. That's the only thing I got was super bitchy. Ask my husband.
It is a
so-
superpower. I'll agree
Yes.
on that.
It is. I get shit done. I get it done. So I noticed this Huntress comic and she looked so hot and impressive. You know, it was before they gave her pants and she's
Yeah.
standing
Wait, who
there
is
just
this
looking
Huntress Comics?
mean.
And she has no pants and no one's ever talked to me about this?
She was wearing like with the
purple
swimsuit
Huntress
thing.
is awesome.
Yeah.
She can tangle with
Huntress
Batman.
is so, yes. And Batman was behind her in the shadows, you know, just kind of like standing there, like watching over her. And I could not stop just like taking in every detail of this cover. And then I started like flipping through stuff, and the lady Yvonne, she said, you know, you can have this. And I said, wait a minute. Like, I know when you bring books in, we can borrow them and I have to bring them back. I never heard of no free comic books. You're telling me I can have this? She's like, take as many as you want. I grabbed an armful, like just poured them onto my lap before those other idiots figured it out. You know, it was like, nope. So scooped them up, went back to my room, and those comic books saved my life.
Oh wow.
Because thanks to comic books, I was able to escape the reality of my life for 15, 20 minutes at a time. It allowed me to leave that hospital bed and go to Gotham City or Themyscira or Metropolis or New York or wherever. I could leave the confines of my mind and just play in my imagination. And then it went from there. It didn't stop there. Then I started, well, it's like it ignited my creativity and my imagination. I started with drawing pictures of Wonder Woman and Rogue and Gambit. And then I started making my own X-Men. Like, of course, because I was a little girl, I made an all-female X-Men team. And then I made my own X-Men knockoff team, super heroines, or, you know, whatever I called it. And
What were their
then I
powers?
just, there was Leopardess who could turn into a leopard. And they were, listen, I was doing the inclusivity thing before anybody else was in 1990, because I had an all-female superhero mutant team with a super mutant woman from a different region of the globe, and her name, power, identity, and everything was specific to the region she was from. So like and that was one of the benefits, I think, of growing up at Shriners, is that we had patients from all over the world. So all the kids I grew up with, it was, I mean, very multicultural. Like, I had a Korean roommate who's like my sister. I still talk to her. And so one of my characters in my first little comic book was a Korean woman who could like manipulate shadows. She could teleport through them, and then she could actually make them solid and turn them into weapons and stuff, kind of like cloak, I think, in a way.
Mhm.
I thought you were describing your roommate there for a second. So I was like,
No,
Should've
Moon.
it's kind of cool.
Moon. Oh, I said her name, but yeah, I won't tell you what her superpower is. Thank you. I have a YouTube channel. I always thought my voice sounded like that, but thank you.
So,
Um,
what
but-
is your YouTube channel for people to find it? Because we're always
Oh,
looking for stuff
it's
to listen to. Is it about
right here.
comics too?
Yes.
It's right underneath.
Oh, hold
Yes.
on, let me.
So it's at Comics and Everything.
Comics
I'll drop
and
the link in
Everything.
the live
Mhm.
chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do live stream Wednesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern, and Fridays at 1 Eastern. I'm on a break right now until next week, and then I'll be back. But I also, how my channel got started was, well, everyone's channel gets started with uploads, but I do breakdowns of comic characters, and every once in a while I do like TV stuff, but mostly comic book characters while doing my makeup at the same time. But I never talk about the makeup ever. I never reference it. It's just something I'm doing with my hands while I'm telling you a story.
Yeah, it's typical TikTok content, right? Like you see. the
I've
person,
been
like,
doing this a long time. Like, TikTok probably got it from me.
Yeah.
But it's very different from TikTok, I would say.
I didn't mean to,
Certainly,
demean
certainly
you
McCloud.
by referencing to TikTok. I was just like, I saw some of those things.
Damn you, TikTok generation!
Yeah. I'm just
Um,
going to say a quick hello to the chat, and then we'll get back to our topic of discussion, of course. I've got Adam Weber at the top with the Canadian flag, which is going to soon be replaced by the Star-Spangled Banner, of course. We got Wrangler, who's, identity theft is not a joke, Wrangler. You need to know this. We got Corey Barton, of course. I just thought of the word babe 3 times and poof, it popped up from down under. We got Scribe. How you doing, Rosario? Nice to see you, man. Fellow commando and fellow comic creator as well. He's also a writer. I'm working with a talented artist, Ben Herrera, on a kaiju book. I'm looking forward to that one. We got Mr. Tenkage. How you doing, Tenkage? What is up? Nice to see you, man. And I think that covers it. Thank you for tuning in, folks. And we're right back to Danny, and her beautiful radio voice here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
you said you were
God.
playing video games there, so tell me, you're a Metroid fan?
I knew it. I
I
knew
did.
it.
Oh no.
I did play Metroid. I did.
Yes.
It's been 30 plus years, but I did. I was playing.
Oh, you got to
Baldur's
get
Gate
back into
this
it.
morning, so.
For Wrangler, it hasn't even been 30 hours. So
Yeah. Just don't get to my name. Oh.
Oh,
That's
so
true.
funny.
I just finished up the latest one on my stream last night. So
Oh, well, not only that, dude, you've got this insane. So I've been listening to this, while I'm working, but he's done an entire breakdown on the fan translated manga of the Metroid story, and it's is it a 4-part for chapter 1? Or
yeah,
book one?
well, it's 2 volumes. I did it all in a 4-parter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was really cool.
Wow.
Thanks.
I thought you were talking to me at first. I was like, the what now? No. Like, I haven't
No,
done that.
it's-
No.
if
It's on my list.
I got
you
to
ever
not
come
derail
back,
back,
Danny, you'll
back to
learn.
what your
If you
comments.
mention
Sorry.
Metroid,
Yeah.
we lose all control over Wrangler.
You can't wrangle Wrangler.
No.
Yeah. Apparently he's a fan.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the stream. Back to the comics.
It's quite.
Yeah.
Well, those roommates, speaking of Shriners, had a huge influence on me. They still do. I mean, we joke we're this dysfunctional family, and one of them happened to be Amish, and
wow.
yeah, she was Amish, and it's a very rare thing for the Amish or Mennonite people to, seek that kind
Bless
of
you.
medical care from the English.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
wonder, did their
right,
eyes
right.
glaze over at all the pretty lights?
Well, yeah, I thought they were
She
like the
was
Christian
the sweetest.
Science.
Yeah, it's kind of like Christian Scientists. but they were so unbelievably sweet. I have never ever forgotten them. The young girl, her name was Darlene. They spoke German and English. They taught me like very little. I could still count to 10 in German and a little bit like that. But and I learned a lot about their way of life, and that really influenced. So I'm not the one, because I have to make sure I say this correctly without spoiling anything either. I am not the one, because remember, this is an adaptation. I'm not the one who came up with the Amish vampires. It was not my idea. In the original story, remember the original story took place, I wrote it in 2003, 2004. So back then, it really wouldn't have been that out of the ordinary if, say, someone's car broke down near your house and they didn't have a cell phone on them. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have been, suspicious. I see
where this is going. Yeah.
So when we were adapting it, my amazing and brilliant editor, Caro, was like, what if they were Amish? And it was like I heard that just kind of echoing in my brain, and I stare off for a minute, like, what if they were Amish?
Caro. I mean, Caro Brown?
Yes. She's cool. Absolutely one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. She is so creatively prolific. It just blows my mind how she's able to just go. It's absolutely phenomenal. And how we met, it feels very much like kismet. I was on another stream that she happened to be on, and I had kind of come to the end of my rope with being able to turn this into the comic I wanted it to finally be. I had an artist, and he disappeared, and I didn't hear from him for a year. I had sent
also
him.
Also had mutant powers of disappearance.
Yeah. Damn. I had only 2 copies left of this book, and I sent him one of them.
Ooh.
And we talked for a few weeks after that, and then he kept saying he was going to send me some sketches, and then I just never heard from him again. So really devastated me, and I just like, you know what, I'm just going to take this as a sign from God. I had my time. I'm older now, and I chose to do hair and raise kids instead of, go to art school or whatever and make comic books. So
blackmail on your artists so they can never leave, And
on the flip side, I would imagine that now your comic characters must have awesome hairstyles.
Yeah, like a seagulls.
So I went on this stream, and there were a bunch of, comic artists on them. And Caro and I hit it off, I mean, instantly. And after, like, the next day, she reached out. She said, I just wanted to thank you for being so nice. It is so hard to, meet people that are actually nice on the internet that you get along with, especially women. So, that's a rare treat. So thank you for that. And I was like, are you kidding me? Why are you thanking me for being a decent human being? What is who hurts you?
Like, very rare on the internet.
Yeah. So we got to talking, and I started asking her questions. Like, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I have been trying to do this for some time. I don't know what to do. Can you just point me? Like, say, go here, read this. And she said, just send me your script. And I was like, shut up. Really? She's like, yeah, send it to me. She immediately said, we need to meet right now, please, right now. And so we had a meeting, and she said, okay, before we do anything, I need to say a couple things. First of all, for someone who claims they have no idea what they're doing, you are off to a hell of a good start. So there's that. Two,
Nice.
I think you are a $1 million person who has been told your whole life that you're a $1 person.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah,
that's-
especially that
Yeah.
$1 advance. That
yeah, and that's what
You almost
exactly.
had it there. Almost had it.
And I just kind of sat there for a minute and I wrote it in my little book and circled it and underlined it, like, don't forget this, and the way it worked out, like with that comment, it felt like kismet. So we get to talking about it, and the way I had the script starting, I had it started exactly as my book. And she made one suggestion, and that opened up, a whole new universe. I will say universe. That feels more appropriate. And that's when she said, what if they were Amish? Because today it would be really difficult for people to accept, why don't these people have this little device with them?
Yep.
Like how and it's my book, so I can change whatever I want, it's my source material. I'm the source. So, and it's also based in Southeast Missouri, which is where I live. And we happen to have a huge Amish community.
Nice.
So all of it made absolutely perfect sense. And once those things connected, I thought within 2 weeks I had the final draft of book 1. We were on a live stream, but she goes, no. I was like, oh my gosh, am I lying? Was it longer? She's like, you had it in 2 days, Danielle. 2 days. I was busy. You sent it in 2 days. That's when like you have the perfect team. Like when things move that perfectly, just snaps right together. And so what we have with the artist, how am I not singing his praises yet? He's a wizard. Look at this. Look at this.
what's
He's incredible.
the artist? What is his name?
His name is Evan Scale.
Evan Scale.
And Evan Scale. Caro has worked with him on her books several times, Dirty Deeds 1 and 2. And when I was asking her for suggestions, like, can you just give me a list so I can like thumb through? And she says, sure, but I just know you're going to want Evan. And that's exactly what happened. So this man, he tells me, well, you're just so descriptive. You're just so descriptive. I just see it. I swear to you, he is telepathic. He is a mutant too, because it's like he just pulls it out of my brain. He
Luckily,
sees.
his superpower wasn't disappearing this time.
Yes, thank God. Thank God. And we've only gotten so far right now because he was super busy. And that is something that a lot of people who don't work in comics understand, is that when you do have an amazing artist, they are in demand.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't like lock them down the beginning of the year or something, you're going to have to wait a little bit. So luckily I'm finally number 1 on his list.
Nice.
Yeah, but this story, it's so personal. I have been pretty much working on it for all my life, especially the last 22 years. This specific one, book 1, Midwest Gothic, is a rural Midwestern family's act of kindness goes horribly wrong and turns into a supernatural home invasion, leaving Emma Hogan to survive the night alone while her twin brother Jimmy has to race against the clock to try and save his family from forces unknown before they are lost forever.
Yeah, you
And
should never
it
do
is-
acts of kindness. They always go wrong. Let that
Yeah.
be a
Tell me
lesson.
about it. Not
No
even
good
for your
deed
own
goes
family.
unpunished.
But this first book, and I sent out copies of the script to Pardon me.
Let me stop you real quick. What was
Okay,
the
yes, please.
just
I will go
real
on.
quick parentheses here while we're on the script topic. What was it like writing the book and versus writing the script for comic format?
Oh, that was a hurdle. That was, that was a hurdle going from prose to comic. And there was one phrase. Yes, axe the axe. There was one phrase that Caro told me, because remember, I had no idea. I had no idea. I've read comics. I'd never made comics outside of my little childhood doodles. There was one phrase Caro said that flipped. She says, "This is your instruction manual for your artist." I was like, got it. Good to go. But on my Patreon, because that's how I started funding it, and I still use it to fund. My Patreon is where we put all the behind the scenes stuff, like all the behind the scenes stuff. So if you want to learn how to make comics, my Patreon pretty much will cover that one for you.
Where can people find it?
Oh, it's patreon.com/comics. And I was going to change the URL, but people already know it as that. It's been that for 6 years. I was afraid if I changed it, then I would lose people. They would be confused.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
brand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brand is important. You don't want to
brand
change
recognizability. So
Yeah, it hurts to change midway. You're better off to
yeah,
keep the legacy names.
I used to be Comics and Cosmetics, and I rebranded 3 years ago. That was a hurdle.
Oops.
But
We just got our backup Chris here. Welcome,
Hello,
Chris
backup
number
Chris.
2. So if we lose one Chris, we still have a spare one.
Oh,
Welcome, bootlegger. So Chris is the one that
is
introduced
that bootlegger?
you.
Hi.
to- Yes.
I see your face.
It's like a pose.
I was going to blow it up, but we're looking at the campaign right now. Maybe later. I'm still mad at Chris for cutting off his mustache. I don't know if I'm going to forgive him anytime
It's coming
soon.
back.
It better be.
If he has any testosterone, it should be back in a week.
We're talking about legacy stuff here, Chris, and that mustache. It's your branding at this point.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, let's talk about some Amish vampires.
But real quick, where did you two kind of meet each other? How do you know each other? From the internet? Twitter, okay.
Yeah. Stumbled upon one of each other on the interwebs on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, we kind of launched around similar times, and then we both ended up being featured in an interview with
Oh, yeah.
Reading Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where we were like, "Hey, you're on it!"
That's
and then,
you.
"Hey, you're on it!" And we were like, "Woo!"
That was funny. That
Yeah.
was really funny. I didn't have any artwork yet. I just had concept art. It was it's been such a pain in the ass. They never talk about that part.
So,
But,
what was it like?
go
once
ahead.
so you've got you're working from your story. You're turning it into a plan for the artist. So what was that initial draft for? Were you working back and forth with the artist on the script, or were you working with Caro? Was she giving you tips from her own experience?
Oh, she definitely gave me a lot of tips from her own experience, and she still does. Like I would be nowhere without her. And the only real suggestion, like idea, I can confidently say she had was, what if they were Amish? Everything else, she would come at me like a psychiatrist, because that's actually what her degree is in, is psychiatry. But she would come at me like a shrink and say, is this what you want this character to do, or is this where you're going with this? And she would just ask me a bunch of questions, and I would go, wait, no, I want to do this. And she's like, okay, so where do you want to go with that? I'm like, oh, you're good. Like she
Tell
she
me
knew
about Joe Muzza.
yeah, she knew exactly what questions to ask, what creative buttons to press in my brain to just pull this stuff out of me. There are a couple of pages, like right smack dab in the middle, that I am so proud of. And it paid off because when I sent out the the review copies of the script to a few people, and this is where I name drop and brag. Okay, are you ready?
Go ahead.
One of them was Bo DeMaio, who is a good friend, but he's
The
not
X-Men
one of
guy?
those friends. Yes, and he's not one of those guys he's not the kind of friend that's going to just blow a bunch of hot air,
Oh yeah.
and just make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Spare
He's
your
going to be
feelings.
honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Where do you find those kinds of friends? Because I have none of those either.
Yeah.
Right? Me either. He's been extremely helpful. He's basically been my writing coach, and he sent me several books, like this one, The Art of Fiction by John Gardner. He sent me Words for Pictures by Brian Michael Bendis, which is all about writing comic books. But
Oh, I have that one.
yeah, it's a great one. So I sent it to him, and he said, "This is good. This is really good." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You need to work on your craft, and I have some, homework for you on that, but you have something here." And he specifically said, "I really like, like page 28, page 29 with the transitions, the back and forth." And I was like, "Oh, yes." And everyone came back with that. They were like, "I love the transitions. I love how you transition back and forth." And I was like, "God, yes." So this whole book, the book one, Midwest Gothic, actually came from like 2 pages of chapter 1 of this whole book. It grew that much, and it turned into really a story about family and a story about what we would do for one another. It's about grief. It's about, surviving, and about family. So I really, really fell in love with it all over again, adapting it. I don't know if I can go back to writing prose. I've had such an amazing time adapting this that
You like the
Do
script
I
format
really-
now? Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I was so intimidated by it before. For years, I was so intimidated by it. And now I'm just so in love with it. It really gets the point across. It really gets the job done. And it's like I found my thing, man. I love it so much. And I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop working on it. I can't stop talking about it. I just got a new box of, where did I put them? There they are. I just got a new box of postcards to hand out around town and send out to people with artwork. Like,
Sheldon asks, would they do acts of kindness for one another? Yes, Sheldon, that's how the trouble starts in the story, probably.
well, what happens is a couple guys knock on the door and they're like, "Our buggy broke down. Can we use your phone, sir?"
Our horse is a little hoarse.
Rumspringa.
And then,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more to it than that. Like I said, this is just my opening salvo, and it's a hell of an opener. Like, it just does not stop. I kick it wide open from the start, and it does not quit until, even at the end, you're like, wait, what did you just do? Did you just do that? Why would you do something like that? But then book 2 comes out, and you're like, wait, where are we now? Because it's a whole universe. If you like, because it's not just these two Amish vampires. It's not just these two guys. There's vampires, there's Greek gods, there's James Bond gadgetry, there's magic, there's so much. There is, this is just the night that kind of opens things up for Emma and Jimmy, where they figure out their parents didn't exactly tell them anything at all about who they are or where they come from. And now they're dead. So now what?
Yeah. Good luck getting answers now.
Yeah.
Kind of like when the lights went out in Georgia.
Well, there's always necromancy.
Yeah. The Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Maybe.
I'd like to circle back, as they say. You mentioned one of your strengths being the transitions in your story, and I'm a big fan of transitions. Like one of my favorite films is The Fifth Element, and that film is chock full of transitions. Like characters will like stop a sentence midway, you'd cut the scene, and in a totally different context, the sentence would continue in a transition. Or you'd have visual transitions, or there's all sorts of different ways you can do that.
They did a bunch of those awesome transitions in Austin Powers.
Yes, that is correct. And it was funny and it was good.
Hit the crickets.
Okay. Over to you, Danny. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, how do you approach transitions in your book? I'm like super interested about that as a storyteller.
They have to connect, obviously. They have to connect. And with comic books, they're all pretty much visual, whether you are reading them. I mean, you're reading them, so whatever you're looking at on that page is visual. But I do utilize the sounds, color. Color is very important, and I can't say much beyond that because it'll give
Right, no
lot
spoilers.
away.
We don't want you to spoil anything. But so you have notes on the color in your script as well as the scripted elements?
Yes, there's a vital importance on color. There is certain sounds that kind of bleed from one panel into the other to transition, a certain color. And then I think there is, how do I phrase? I'm trying to be careful. Situations, like a mood, like a question is asked, and then you get an answer.
In an unrelated scene and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
But I really have fun with the transitions, and it just it sounds really weird. Like when I try to talk to my kids about this stuff, they just look at me like I'm crazy. Like I would much rather be doing this than playing a video game, like, because this is my video game, and my kids will just look at me like, that does not make sense to me, Mom. Like what you just described to me is homework. And I don't want to do that at all. So
Writing, isn't that like what ChatGPT is for?
Is this a punishment in school?
Well, my oldest is actually 26, and he's always been a very, very excellent writer. And he came over, they were all here on Mother's Day, and he left and texted me the next day and said, you you really inspired me hearing you talk about your comic. I think I'm going to give it a shot again. I was like,
That's
do it
awesome.
now. Do it now. Please. Just don't wait. Don't wait another 20 years. Just do it now. But my other kids are like, please stop talking to me about it. But my youngest daughter, though, she's a senior in high school, and she took forensics. I can't believe she's saying forensics in high school, but she took forensics, and she helped me develop a character that is named after her. We named it Nicole Perry, and she's a detective, who came from forensics, and she specializes in serology, which is a study of the fluids of the body, so blood, saliva,
Dun,
and
dun, dun. I can
dun,
see.
dun,
I can make
dun.
some links now.
And she even said, she's like, Mom, if you have to kill my character, if you have to kill me off for the story, please do it. Don't feel precious because it's me. Like, do what's best for the story. And I was like, oh my God, I've never been prouder in my life.
It's actually an
Like,
honor
that's
to get
amazing.
killed off as a character in a story. I got one of my friends, Patrick, has a Frenchman in his story, and he gets ripped to shreds by a giant Sasquatch, and he's going to base it off of me. And I'm like, yes, so cool.
I have seen.
He's going to base the Sasquatch off you?
No, the Frenchman.
Come
I
on.
think so. Maybe I misunderstood things. I'm going to have to check
I
in on
have
him now.
seen Bigfoot.
Oh,
You had my
Tell
attention.
him I said
now.
hi.
You have, my
you
interest.
met Ron Perlman.
And you're not talking about your first husband now, are you?
No, he was not Bigfoot, by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh boy.
1989. I was 8. Well, yeah, I was 8 years old. I was almost 9. I saw Bigfoot. We lived in the woods. I peed my pants.
That's where they tend to go. I've been watching some documentaries on that. So what did you see, and how did you see him appear, and how did you see him leave, and all that?
I was on a tree swing, and I smelled something really bad. It smelled like someone had left a wet towel or dish rag out for a month. You know, it was really nasty, musty. And
That
Bootlegger
is a
smells himself.
common description I hear is the smell
Yeah.
around these
Look,
guys.
man, it's just IBS. I mean, come on, we can't.
Hold on, let her continue the story.
I'm sorry.
So I kind of, you get that feeling someone's watching you, that
Yep.
back of your neck kind of feeling. So I turned, slowly I turned, and I looked behind me, and I just, in my 8-year-old brain, remember thinking, well, that is Chewbacca. Like, there's a giant black Chewbacca with yellow eyes way off in the tree line. Like,
That
and it
was you?
just-
Oh my God, I am so sorry.
That's how you first met you two.
Oh,
I told you not to shave,
I
Chris.
had
We don't
a period
recognize you
there
anymore.
where I didn't want to bathe often, and I was doing bushcraft. I am so sorry.
Yeah, stop going to Southeast Missouri for that nonsense.
But real quick, before we derail, I want to hear so did you keep looking at him, or did you just like leave instantly?
I froze.
Yeah.
I froze. I white knuckled the ropes of the tree swing
Yeah.
and just, stared like I couldn't move. He stared at me. I got the impression, like looking back, or I get the impression looking back, that he was just checking me out. Like I was disabled. This was before I had my leg lengthening surgery. You know, my leg was 7 inches shorter than my left. I do have a weird quasi form of dwarfism. So I was around 3 foot tall. And my skeleton's too small for my body. So I was very frail, you know, a very small, frail, misshapen little thing. And I'm sure he just kind of looked at me like I was looking at him like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? Wait, I mean, it looks like a human, but like, what is that? Yeah. It's like they dropped one of their pups and stepped on it or something. Like, he just kind of stood there and stared at me for a while. And I was so scared. I wet myself. Like I couldn't control my bladder. I just peed all over the swing. And I think my eyes went dry because I hadn't been blinking. Like I couldn't even blink. And I remember my vision kind of went white for a second and it forced me to blink. And when I did, he was gone. So he probably just like turned.
You blinked
left
and he's gone.
Well, my vision went white because my eyes were dry.
Yeah.
And so I blinked to kind of like wet my eyes because it involuntarily. And by the time that happened, Bigfoot was gone. And I just made sure he was gone, like catch my breath and go to my house, you know, as quick as my tiny little messed up legs could take me, and try to tell my mom what I saw. Like, Mom, I saw a scary Chewbacca like in the tree line. And she's like, you saw a bear. I know what a bear looks like. Listen, I have lived in Missouri the majority of my life, aside from the 5 years in Hawaii and about 3.5, 4 years in Texas. The rest of my life, I've lived in Missouri. I've never seen a bear in the wild, but I've seen Bigfoot. And this woman sat there and called me a liar and told me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I've seen Star Wars 100 times by the time I was 8 years old. And you're telling me I don't know what Chewbacca looks like? That I can't tell the difference between Chewbacca and a bear? No, ma'am. That looked like scary Chewbacca. Okay. And then I got yelled at for peeing my pants. So,
cannot get a
How
break.
dare you?
Yeah.
No.
Damn. And
It was very scary.
is that something that kind of inspired your stories, or do you keep those kind of separate?
No, it's very weird that I haven't. I should put Bigfoot in my book.
There's a couple of Bigfoot.
Sounds like a coming soon.
Right. There's a couple of Bigfoot comics. I mean, one that never delivered,
Yeah.
but there's one coming up too by John Dillard. And the author, whose name escapes me at the moment, but interesting, fascinating stuff, dude. Like, I've been watching a couple of documentaries lately. Patrick's got a book on his own version of Sasquatches too. They seem to have a capacity to kind of almost disappear, like teleport when they leave. Like, there's something where they've got a couple of steps in the ground and then the steps go nowhere. It's like they're poof, they disappear. They're teleporting. There's something about orbs. People see orbs of light and stuff like that.
Really?
At the same time, there's a link to orbs and Bigfoot and stuff, and they'll find traces of the feet, but they disappear. Like, it's as if they had a capacity to teleport or something.
I'll have to check that out because I always thought, like, I don't know, like maybe I was just remembering it wrong or whatever, but I just remember my eyes were really dry to the point where they burned, and my vision, you know, did that thing where it goes white because your eyes are just burning so bad because they're dry, and my eyelids just started blinking on their own because, you know, they need moisture, and I opened them and
Yep,
he was gone.
There's a couple of good documentaries now on the topic, like legit with sightings and all that stuff. And if you check out their American Indian tribes in Alaska near the mountains. They have stories, and
The Yetis.
It's not for entertainment. It's for the kids to stay away from certain regions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's it's not like, hey, here's our fantastic tale. We're about to make a comic of this. No, it's if you see these things, run and stay away from that part of the forest or the mountains.
Well, funny
Absolutely.
story. I had a very similar reaction the first time I saw a midget. And I was like 5 or 6.
Here we go.
And my mom,
What did I just say? Like,
Totally
I have a
froze
form
up.
of dwarfism.
I totally froze up, and my mom had to physically pick me up and put me in the car. Isn't that weird? I'm sorry. It came into my head.
My cousin did that too. When my cousin Mandy was, and my cousin Mandy had a really weird voice. I don't know if she does now. She's had like a bajillion cosmetic surgeries, and so she's like, I don't know, some version of smoking hot. But she had a.
Oh, you're gonna turn on Scribe here in the chat. It's like,
But
Already
I'm a
have.
bit freaked out and turned on at the same time.
well,
that's
it
why people
depends on
tune
if
into
you
this
like
show,
bones.
Scribe.
It depends on if you like being able to see bones and plastic. Like if you like that, then absolutely. Like so we are Native American also, like part of my family.
Oh yes,
On my mom's side. And
yeah.
I'm the whitest person. I got practically none of it. And that side, you could definitely tell they got all of it. And Mandy, absolutely gorgeous, except now she's skin and bone and plastic. But when she was little, she had this voice and she talked like this, and it was really weird. But she saw a woman with dwarfism, which, I mean, you would think she was much younger than me. She is much younger than me. And you would think she's used to this stuff growing up around me, you know? But she sees this woman and yells in that voice of hers, "Look, it's a little midget woman!" Like top of her lungs with that weird voice. And the woman just turns and looks, and her mom just reaches down and covers her mouth and like picks her up and like turns and runs the other way and just leaves me standing there like me too. Hi. I can't run. So, but would you mind doing me a favor and scrolling to
Of course.
scrolling to Emma Hogan's concept art, because
Yes, because you brought this notion
yes.
of the amputee
weaponized, yes, weaponized prosthetic leg. So she's already, like, everyone already knows that Emma Hogan becomes an amputee. She becomes an amputee, and
Also, it happens during the story. Is that
yes? Because if you
Okay.
look up in the page previous, right above the concept art, there's no, line around her pants, everything. And I've been very, 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 what's the word? I'm gonna say I've been very anal about it. There, I said it. There, I knew he was gonna do that. Fastidious. I've been very fastidious about it because I am an amputee. I've been an amputee since 1994 because all the work they were doing on my foot and leg from the day I was born, I came home from the hospital in a cast. There was nothing to be done. All this Rocket Raccoon stuff they were putting me through was fruitless.
it didn't work?
Absolutely fruitless. They stretched my leg 7 inches, and within a year and a half, my left leg was already longer than my right leg again. It just pointless torture. But they were trying, they were trying to give me this better life. So in 94, I had my foot amputated. In 2016, I had 6 more inches of my leg amputated. Thereby completely negating the entire lengthening process when I was 9. But I've been an amputee for a long time, and I have quite a lot of experience with prosthetics. And when I initially wrote this book, I did a lot of research into engineering and what would work, what wouldn't, what would be believable. My late brother, who Jimmy is the original inspiration for, was an engineer. My late grandfather, who just passed just under a month ago, he was an engineer and a machinist. Thank you. Yeah. He was like my dad. And that was him as well. So I was able to, I grew up around people who had this knowledge, and I could talk to them about it and be around them as they utilized this information. So I didn't just like, hey, I got an idea and I'm just gonna, go full fantasy with it. I wanted to have verisimilitude,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's because they're just that great. You really don't. I promise you. They're a lot more trouble than they're worth. So go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add, because I really love geeking out about prosthetics and basically what we're seeing in modern technology and like the futurism of it. Have you ever heard of like the electroform plastics?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when that battle, was it Alita Battle Angel, came out, and there was that girl and she had those? Uh-huh. So I followed some of the company that she got those, that she was doing the promotions for, and they were talking about, instead of doing like hinged prosthetics, they were actually using electroformic plastic experiments where they can simulate human muscles with plastic, that when electricity is
mm-hmm.
And because that's what it is, you've got the nerves that
I found some some shorts about I'm just gonna have to yank my hair back because it keeps blowing hair in my face and tickling it, and it's driving me nuts. So I sent some shorts I found to Evan, my artist, mm-hmm. Where they were actually, what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll be right back real quick. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. They were, sculpting these fibers around mm-hmm. a hand, around fingers and stuff. And it looked like musculature. It was really, really wild. And I sent that to Evan, and I said, I want you to keep this in mind, because even though I do want to have some of that, grounded a bit, this is still, urban fantasy. Mm-hmm, it's mm-hmm. still urban horror. I do want to have that aspect to it, So I want Jimmy, who is this incredibly genius engineer, to play with this stuff. If not in the beginning, I want him to kind of figure it out later. And he was like, yes, this is super cool. So what you're seeing in the concept art is kind of like the first, I don't want to say prototype, but her first, actual usable leg. She's got a stake launcher. So when she stomps down on it, there is a hatch on the outer calf that pops open, and a wooden stake pops up. Oh, nice. And that one, so that one is basically just like a single loader. She has to reload it. She's got iron spikes in the front that pop out, and she has a toe knife that sticks out of the front.
Oh, nice.
So she's got a lot of weapons in it. Later, there are ideas for a Kevlar-based leg
Ooh.
that has a flamethrower and
Oh,
a
yeah.
stake
The
launching
kids
clip.
love this one.
So if you'll notice on the left, there's like some yellow kind of lightning around her
Mhm.
leg, and it says phantom pains. So something that is unfortunately very common for amputees to deal with are phantom pains. And there is no really definitive known reason why these happen. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There are a lot of theories, but nobody really knows where they come from or why. Right now, the going theory is it's similar to like a seizure. It's neurological. It's like this disconnect from the brain to the limb. And there are several different types. There's a kind that feels like electricity, like fire, like a hot poker against your bone, like your limbs being cut off again, where there's
Ooh, that
one, a
doesn't
very,
sound fun.
there's a very common one where I thought it was just me, but you take, it's like someone's taking a nail, setting it on top of your toe, on top of your toenail, and then taking a hammer and going wham. So, or that feels like, you know, someone's taking pliers and ripping out your toenails.
These are
and they come
sounding
on
extreme and quite painful.
They are. And the worst part, the absolute worst part is they come out of nowhere. You have no warning whatsoever.
Yeah.
They don't creep up and suddenly you're there. There's nothing.
So you could be
They're
walking,
just-
driving, just laying down, whatever.
Yeah, there's no warning. There's no signs. They will come on extremely sudden and then they will disappear just as suddenly. And it can be mortifying. If you're in public, I did hair and I was working at a corporate salon. I was standing up at front. I had one of the toenail ones and I dropped to the ground. Like it just came out of nowhere and I just fell. It was just so embarrassing because it's not like, you know, I'm bleeding or getting something broken. It's just this misfire almost. In some cases they think there's been a calcification of the nerves, or they didn't do this thing where when they do the amputation, you're supposed to pull the nerves way out, then cut and let them snap far back into the residual limb. There's all kinds of theories as to what prevents or causes them. I do know that when my stress is high, I get more of them. And when the barometric pressure changes, I get more of them.
Well,
so go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you because I'm really fascinated by hearing this. Okay, so I'll flex my worthless degree. I got a degree in developmental psychology, and unless you're going into like education, or you know, it's a nice piece of paper, and that's about it. But when I was looking into like phantom pain syndrome and stuff, because there's a lot of similarities between phantom pain and peripheral neuropathy.
Yes.
And I have peripheral neuropathy. I got it from
very similar.
Disease. And yeah, you're just sitting there and also, and one of the so obviously it's a nerve damage thing. But I was reading this one article, and I don't know, maybe you can give either shoot it down or give it more credence because you literally have it. But they're talking about how your parietal lobe in your brain is what maps your body's self-awareness. You know, it's why you can close your eyes and touch your nose. You know, your body knows where things are. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize this, but your entire nervous system is actually your brain. You know, like it's all like your brain is not just the cerebral cortex. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes right.
Yeah.
So when part of it gets cut or part of it gets ruined, the map is still there in your parietal lobe.
Yeah, the nerves are still there. The nerves don't go away.
Yeah.
it's hard to explain to people, like consider them as wires. You've just cut some of the length of wire off. The wire is still there.
Yeah.
It's shorter. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
So
the part of sorry.
no. I just had to cough.
Oh, okay. So sorry, just to add was like your brain still thinks that even though your limb has been severed or it's been mangled or some other issue where, like again, like with peripheral neuropathy, where the neuropathy, it's literally it's losing its sensation, it's dying, whatever. The brain, at the top, still thinks it's there. It's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm just going to send impulses through there. And then when it gets to the edge of the road, so to speak, like you're saying, wires, like I just think of like a highway with cars. It's that scene in Idiocracy where the cars are just driving off the bridge. Yeah, and it's like, that hurts.
Yeah, that's one of the theories, is that it's getting those signals mixed up.
Yep.
That maybe it's not really pain that you're actually sensing. Maybe it's a tickle. Maybe it's a million things, like just a slight bit of pressure or cold or warmth, or there's 100 different things that it could possibly be. But in my case, my leg was already damaged, and I'm missing an entire artery down that leg, and bone density and muscle mass and actual bones and all kinds of other things. I've never used that calf muscle. Never. There is no calf muscle. It's just like mush. So it's so degraded. It's just misfires at this point. So there's like 1,000. We'll never really know. So it's treated mostly right now like seizures with people, because one, we don't really know how the human brain really works.
I know.
We don't. So they just assume things. So I stopped taking those medications that they were forcing me to take back in 2014, because it was screwing with my brain chemistry. It leaves permanent brain damage. And I was like, now there's only one thing on planet Earth, one thing that's known to medical science that actually does completely alleviate nerve pain. And that's cannabis. That's it.
There you go.
Anything else they give you for nerve pain gives you long-term brain damage. And I was raising kids, and 4 kids by myself, and I had to depend on me and me alone. I couldn't afford any more brain damage. Okay, I had enough. Can't have any more. So I'm very fascinated with the phantom pain stuff. I'm very, very fascinated with the research in it. So I had an idea with this comic, and I don't like forcing agendas. I don't like making an agenda a story, because nobody gives a shit. That's not interesting. That's not fun. That's school. That's homework. That's a lecture. That's church. That's a political speech. And that's not entertainment. So what I decided to do was take an opportunity. So along with her having the super badass, super cool, weaponized leg, her phantom pains are weaponized. They have a purpose. There is a purpose. And she and Jimmy, because they are twins, they have a bit of a psychic link, like an empathic link. And that's all I'll say with that, because then we'll get into spoiler territory. But the phantom pains have a purpose. And since I thought, it would be neat to create this character with like a James Bond, Aston Martin leg, it might it might be a fun opportunity to, actually show people some real stuff that goes on with amputee life. Because last I checked, yeah, I have a cough button. It's the mute. This one is 42 pages.
Nice.
Book one is 42 pages.
Yeah, that's a lot of graphic novels are around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that amount of pages now.
It's a good chunk.
Yeah, it takes. It took me about a year and a half to do 24. So respect. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But anytime, because Hollywood loves to tokenize a cripple, and the problem with it is that's all you know about that character. They make them one-dimensional. You see an amputee in a movie or a TV show, they're in shorts 24/7 because we're inhuman and don't feel cold.
you got to be reminded they're an amputee in every scene.
Yeah,
every freaking
Because they don't get the DEI points.
Yeah, because that's all there is to us. They don't want you to forget, or else they might have to write some personality in there for that amputee, or a backstory or
like
something. Right? No, don't work for that. Then they'll have to stop using ChatGPT to write dialogue. So that chaps my ass so much, because what that has created is some seriously uncomfortable situations for me and others like me. And I'm talking about people who come up to me on the street, perfect strangers who happen to notice that my leg is fake, and ask me the most private, invasive questions I have ever been asked. Do you sleep with your leg on? Do you bathe with your leg on? Do you do the deed with your leg on?
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what normal people
How about
have.
you subscribe to my OnlyFans if you want that kind of detail?
Are you
Inquiring
right?
minds want to know.
Yeah,
I have people that I have known my whole life that have never asked me that, because why? Why would you want to know that? And I have.
Do you like and subscribe
have
with your leg on?
So, Danny, this brings me to my next question. I was going to make a joke, but
I
I don't want to interrupt you. Go on with the idea. That was the joke. I was going to ask a rude question, but
but no, I have an in-law who was like, people aren't rude, they're just curious. I'm like, then fucking Google it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the F word.
Exactly.
No, you're good. This is YouTube. Like, you can swear as much as you want.
But I'm like, just Google then. I mean, seriously, do you not have any couth whatsoever or empathy? Do you really? Where do you get your meth? I don't ask you that. Like, come on.
What does fentanyl taste like?
What's fentanyl taste like? Good Lord. But because of all of that, and because I've created this incredibly deep, inhuman, badass character that I am insanely proud of, I thought, I've already done that part. I've already done the heavy lifting. Why not just subtly slip in the truth at this? And I'm doing that anyway, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to write with honesty, but slip in the real truth about amputees here and there. So that way, maybe the general public actually does learn a little something about the realities of it, instead of learning it from Netflix or, Amazon or whatever, who's not telling you the truth.
Nope.
Who's telling you that it's okay to come up and ask us really, really invasive questions, because we're not real people. We're here for you. We exist for
this
you.
was the next Netflix comics, your leg would be race swapped.
Yeah.
Oh, funny story. My Uncle Yule was an amputee and he became a prosthetist and he actually did that all the time.
Yeah, like with brown leg and what?
Yep. Just to get people to ask him questions.
Sounds like
Yeah.
you got a good sense of humor running in the family there.
Yeah, I'm black from the waist down.
Well, you know where humor comes from.
Sheldon asks an incredibly offensive question. Sheldon, I think you missed the point.
Yeah, that's literally.
She actually throws them. She gets angry and she's got a lot of holes in her bedroom wall from getting ticked off and throwing them. And her brother gets mad because then he has to fix them.
How
Wow.
strong is she? Because prosthetics are not exactly light.
Michael, that is so insensitive.
She is. She's actually a superhero. She's super powered.
Oh, nice.
She gets superpowers.
Very cool.
Any
thought so.
mutations or?
Nope.
Okay.
NDA.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we
Gets
hit
her
the
powers
NDA.
from NDA, guys. You heard her.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring the topic a little bit to vampires because we've talked a bunch of topics and we've kind of avoided the one that's right in your face.
Yeah.
So we got the Amish part down, right? We got phones were part of the story, kind of the driving situation, perfect opportunity to bring an Amish character, which you had already had contact with Amish friends growing up. Where do the vampires come from? Is that inspired by Hollywood or? I mean,
I
every teenage
love
girl is in love.
Vampires.
Of course, every teenage girl is in love with vampires. Like,
what's
I
your
knew they
favorite
were
Yeah,
vampires?
but look at my vampires. Do
Yeah.
they look like? I'm 40. I'll be 46 in September.
This is not your
Twitter
Edward,
or
Yeah, this
vampire.
is not-
No.
Not
No.
Anne Ricey vampires.
Listen, I'm a huge Anne Rice fan. I'm
one is
going
Brad
to
Pitt?
picket AMC for what they've done to her work, but
Yeah.
Twilight can go straight to hell. And I
What?
swear
No
to you,
sparkles.
my youngest daughter, that's how she rebels. She
Oh
she
no.
loves Twilight and she throws it in my face all the time. And I'm telling you, she does it just to mess with me. I miss monsters. I miss
yeah.
monstrous, ghoulish vampires. I miss bad guys. I miss, yes, Near Dark. I appreciate you for actually checking out the campaign. Thank you. I miss actual bad guys. I miss them. What happened to actual evil bad guys? We
More
don't
like that.
need to relate to the fucking Sith.
What? They're not
Okay.
morally ambiguous and
Yeah.
right all
Well,
along.
Well, it's all the good guys are really the bad guys, like the boys and all that stuff, that deconstructionism. And then we like all of the villains are just misunderstood. Like, no, give us the villains, give us the monsters we're seeing on the screen right now.
I'm so tired of that. Listen, Emma Hogan definitely has her problems. Okay. She definitely has her problems. I don't know an amputee who doesn't. If they say that they don't, then they're lying to you. They're lying to themselves. She has her problems, and that's fine. You can have a hero with problems, but she still wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
That is still her goal, to go out there and stop these bastards because they're bad. Look at them. I wanted them in their vampiric form to represent how truly evil they are on the inside. Their physical appearance is very much a representation of their alignment, of how twisted their soul is, we'll say. I wanted them monstrous, mutated, ghoulish. When I talked to Evan, my exact description was Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Sloth from the Goonies. That's what I want. And I want the transformation to be very much Vampire Hunter D. I want their skin to just tear away.
Nice.
it has to be painful. It has to be an ordeal. It really has to be just brutal, because it is.
Mhm.
It is going from a human, a pure soul human, to a vampire, something that lives forever but can only do that by feeding off of the life, blood, and obviously guts of other humans. I mean, that's a brutal transition. That's vicious. That is disgusting. That's a perversion. So their transition to that has to be just as bad. So when they are hunting, when they're luring that prey in, when they're trying to get to you, of course they're going to look human. They're going to look like, hello, sir, our buggy broke down. Might we please use the phone? Sure. But as soon as they have you, that visage is just going to like tear away, literally tear away. And what you see before you is going to be this grotesque, bulbous, mutated, disgusting thing.
Wow,
That is
sounds like the comic book community online,
why can't we all just
Yeah.
get along?
right?
I know, huh?
That's something Chris and I talk about. It sounds weird calling you Chris, but yeah, we've talked about that. Like we get
Yeah.
along.
His name is Chris too. Get it right.
I was here. I was there 3,000 years ago.
But in my universe, I have my iceberg all worked out. I have stacks of notebooks until Kara was like, I'm giving you an iPad. This is excessive. Like this is,
Oh, you're writing old school
yeah.
paper and pencil kind of.
I was.
yarn on the
I
wall.
like doing that. And then she explained to me, because she's, a shrink, there is this kinesthetic connection from your hand to your brain that really activates your creativity much deeper and more effectively than a keyboard or anything else.
Yep.
So I really like writing things out in longhand and making little character sheets like, what's her favorite music? What's her favorite color? Favorite TV show? Stupid
Yep.
things like that.
Well,
Like a get to
she's
know
right.
you sheet.
There's definitely a connection. Like
Mhm.
just a quick anecdote. Like I went for an anatomy class in New York State one time, and the whole
Ooh.
class is based on a French technique where instead of just drawing the anatomy, even though you want to be better at drawing anatomy, the whole technique was to actually work it 3D, to be able to manipulate it with your hands and physically touch your sculpture, because the memory sticks with you a whole lot more than when you're just like doing it
Yes.
2D and in an abstract way. So it's a way to link the memory with the actual movement of your body.
Speaking of sculpture, are you able to go to the updates page? So I am a special effects artist.
Oh, the updates. Yeah, I see it. There we go.
Like, look down for, slow down, stop. Let me see. Our first, actually scroll up a little more.
Zoom in.
Past
enhance.
Universe 101, the rules of milestone. Go to milestone. Let me see if that's the one.
Oh,
Yes. Okay,
Ooh.
so I am a special effects artist. Before you get too excited, I did not make these. My mentor did. My mentor, I'm going to name drop again. I'm one of those. My mentor is Brian Sipe, and Brian Sipe was the lead special effects artist for The Mandalorian seasons 1 through 2. Book of Boba Fett, don't get upset with him. He didn't write or direct it. He was doing the job.
She can read the room, guys.
like it
She
either.
knows her target
He didn't like
audience.
Yeah, he doesn't like it either. He told me, he's like, you want to know how Robert Rodriguez directs? And I said, how? And he goes, what do you think of that? You ready for me? Give me 1 second. I'm going to play with the baby some more.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, Robert
Anyway.
Rodriguez did an amazing movie with vampires called From Dusk Till Dawn, which
yes,
which
absolutely
was just,
he did.
which was written just
the
as
90s.
a showcase for special effects.
Yes, he's done some great work some years ago.
Well,
But-
of course it was great. He put Salma Hayek in everything. He's awesome.
She still looks amazing. God bless her.
I know.
Anyway,
What's her secret?
We
so
love Salma
Brian not only worked on those things, he did like all the Marvel things that you like. He did the first Hocus Pocus, The Craft, Passion of the Christ. What else? I mean, seriously, if you go to briansipe.com, just look at his resume. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He did Taserface. Like, he's the X-Men movies. This is my mentor. This is the man that taught me everything I know about special effects. He's a very dear friend. I love him so very much. And we were talking, and he's asking me all these questions about my vampires. And I finally was like picking up the hints. And I said, Brian, would you like to design a vampire for my comic book? And he says, I thought you would never ask. So he has, my Oscar-winning, Emmy-winning friend and mentor has designed several vampires for the comic. What we plan on doing, because he's going to 3D print all of these out as busts.
Nice.
He's going to sign the bottom, send them all to me. I am going to paint them, and I'm going to sign them. We're going to do some polls on the campaign, on the Patreon. Please sign up for the Patreon, guys. It's really great over there. But sign up. We are going to run some polls and have you guys vote on your favorite of the sculptures. Whichever wins is going in book 2.
Ooh.
And then you get that sculpture. And we're going to auction off the sculptures. We're going to do like an auction for them. So you will have a sculpture, an exclusive, one of a kind vampire sculpture from an Oscar-winning monster designer. And we'll get to pick out the vampire that goes into book 2, and you'll get to name it.
Ooh.
Now, that's
Yeah.
one
Maybe
hell
we'll
of a
name it
perk.
after you. I like to think so. But do you remember that cheesy Stephen King movie from like 1989, 1990, Sleepwalkers?
Oh yeah.
He did that.
I don't think I saw
That was him.
one.
Yeah, that had the Noxzema girl in it.
Yeah, that was him. So if you look at these sculptures, it does kind of look like the cat people a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just the shape of the head. I kind of see it. But yeah, that's I mean, come on. I got the seal of approval from X-Men 97 creator Bo DeMaio. And I'm getting free vampire designs from Oscar winner Brian Sipe.
Yeah. That's awesome.
How do I not have more backers? Like,
Yeah.
my story is incredible. And I know that I saw the stream when everyone was like, okay, this logo is not good. This is not a good logo. Not a good. First of all, that's just a friggin' font from Adobe. All right.
Yeah.
I did that in Photoshop because I had nothing else at the time. It's being worked on. I didn't have anything else. And Evan was very busy. He's very busy. And I am not this kind of artist. You know, I'm a YouTuber. I do some graphic design. I'm a writer for the most part. I make monsters. I rip body parts off. I not
Sounds
great
like a
with
threat.
logos and
Everybody
stuff.
has to have
Yeah.
that.
If you talk about my font, I will rip your body parts off.
And I have an incredible pain tolerance. So
No, I mean, you
great.
know,
Now
we
I
say
feel all
we-
self-conscious. I'm
we say
sorry.
these things to help the campaign as much as possible, right?
Yeah, I
Well,
didn't say
it's-
anything out of malice or. Yeah.
who was the one who was like, well, the font is in black and white, and the picture behind it is in full color.
That's me.
Oh, we're going to blame Aaron
Okay.
because he's not here.
All right.
Everything,
So,
all the bad stuff is
if it
Aaron.
was all in color, wouldn't you say it would blend in together too much?
No, it depends on
No,
the
no.
color because you can have good
Yeah.
color contrast.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Well, I'm just saying that's all. It was just supposed to be a placeholder anyway because I don't have anything right now. So
Yeah, no
it's
worries.
being worked on. It's being worked on, and I'm broke. I don't have money because I'm a YouTuber. Okay, I'm a YouTuber. I'm a retired old lady and a YouTuber.
There's
So
no
give me
shame in
money,
it.
and I'll happily give you a better logo.
Yeah, no, for real. There's no shame in it. Like campaigns evolve over time. You can have more than one. I mean, my friend Salty, his first campaign did not get the numbers he was looking for, and he eventually got to what he was hoping for, but it took like 5 campaigns. So you can work these over time. After a while, you learn and you improve with each iteration. He ended up having like 3 trailers by the end of it, if not more. I think he had a 4th one too.
Oh, dude, I've got some good bumpers. Every time I get new artwork, I make new bumpers. Most of them are on my YouTube channel. My favorite one is that not all vampire stories happen in castles. And it says some happen in cul-de-sacs. And I did like the best. You talk about people saying I have a good radio voice. That was like the best voiceover work I have ever done in my whole fucking life. And I don't know how I pulled it off. Like it really, really worked out. Oh, bye, bootlegger. I just saw.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Yeah, he had to go.
Oh, okay. Take care,
but-
Chris, too.
Let me see if I can shoot you a link for that one because that one turned out really good. And
Should
I
we,
really give it my all on these.
Should we have
Here.
a look at the trailer in the meantime?
Yeah. And then I've dropped you a link in the private
Meet
chat.
the family that's about to have the worst night of their lives. Emma, the hunter with the weaponized leg, Jimmy, the twin who just stormed out, and the thing that knocked on the door. Veiled Legacy Book 1 Midwest Gothic
I
blends
love that-
family
that shot
drama,
of the vampire.
Buffy energy, and pure horror. Check the link below for the crowdfunding campaign. Be one of the first to read Book 1 Midwest Gothic. Which character are you most excited to see in live action? Comment below.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me pull
So-
up the other one here.
Yeah. I got a link for you there.
Oh, I got it.
But
I got it.
on the YouTube channel, I put new ones up all the time. I try to link them on the campaign. But I'm just one person. I do my best.
Tell me about it. I'm the same thing. Like I even draw my own stuff, but I do have a
Oh my
comic,
gosh.
so I know it's crazy.
Not all vampire stories happen in castles. Some happen in cul-de-sacs.
Nice,
Yeah,
short
so-
and sweet.
Very cool.
Proud of that one.
Stinger.
Yeah, for real.
I layered different sounds. Very proud.
Yeah. Gregorian monks.
Yes. Yeah, they're very handy. Those
Oh, yeah.
Gregorian monks.
And I see you set the campaign up to November. Is there a special reason? Are you?
Yes.
a
And I
closeout
noticed you
plan?
guys noticed that last time too. That's because Evan was busy. The original date was August. And Evan's like, I'm not going to be able to get all these pages finished by August. And I don't have the money to pay him to get it done by August.
Right.
It just wasn't working out. But mostly he was very busy working on the stuff ahead of me that is for a publisher. So of course that's going to be more important. That's bread and butter. That's paying the rent and feeding the baby there. So we had to stretch it out. That was an executive decision, and that was a very, very difficult decision. That's the kind of decision that gives you, ulcers and stuff. So,
Oh yeah, making comics is not easy. It's a lot of
no.
toil maxing.
Yeah. I'm not joking about ulcers. Like, seriously. So yeah, we had to stretch it out, and I know how that looks. That was my biggest concern. I don't want people to think that I'm just messing with them or grifting or whatever. I try to be very transparent with my people. I update as the moment I have information. I update if they haven't had any new information in a couple of weeks. I try to pop in and let them know what's going on. As soon as I have new pages, I put them up there. Patreon gets everything first because that is the deal I made with them, because that's the behind the scenes people. And I've made that very clear on the campaign. Now, when they are finished full color pages, they both get it at the same time. But anything that's like rough sketch or line work, anything like that, script pages, goes on Patreon. And then I wait a couple days and I tell the campaign about it. Hey, just uploaded some stuff on Patreon. This is what's going on. Just letting you know. If you want to see it, want to read it, here's the link. You know where to go. But it would be unfair to me, I feel, if I have this group of people that pays a monthly subscription fee and has been since before the campaign started, to just give away the thing I have promised them for a year. You know what I mean? Like they pay, there's 4 different tiers, starting I think is like $3-4 a month. And they get they also have exclusive merch. Like some of the artwork I turned into merch over at the Patreon, and they get that every 3 months for the first year. But they get all the rough sketch, all the line work. I even post some of my editor notes on there. My first draft of book 2, which is called The Gospel of Layla Fellows, I put the entire first draft of the script on Patreon. They get all that stuff. All of it.
Sweet.
And they pay a monthly subscription. Like, they keep giving me money every month. So they get the behind the scenes stuff. Campaign gets all the new finished stuff. And they get me telling them what's going on. Like, I'm keeping you in the loop. Here's what's going on. I want to be transparent. And I'm posting the bumpers and the videos and stuff. But like I said, I do my utmost best to be transparent and honest and say, look, I'm old. I'm poor. I got a kid at home still. And I'm doing my best. I'm running the YouTube channel. And whatever money I get from it, which isn't much, if I get a payout, is what I'm saying. Like, if I get a payout from YouTube, it goes to the comic. So if I want to keep doing that, I do have to continue to be consistent and treat YouTube like a job. So I've got that going. I do have a family, and I do believe in, I'm lady of the house. I'm mom. That is an important gig, and I do need to give that the attention that it deserves. as much as I can. So I've got these things going on. As soon as I have updates on the comic, I'm telling you guys, because I appreciate you. You guys are making something happen for me that I never thought would happen. And that gratitude I feel is 1,000% real. I mean, with my whole butt, I would say heart, but my ass is so much bigger. So, because it means more. So I got to say whole butt.
That sounds like another bumper right there.
Yeah. You got a really good point. But as I was saying, if you back this campaign, you are helping with all your bumpers. You are helping a lifelong ambition come true. And my grandfather who passed, he was the smartest man I knew, like the smartest person I knew, like to the point where I think he might have been a little autistic. Like he didn't quite function on our level, you know, like he was a little up here. Yeah. But for some strange reason, right before he passed, he called me and told me how he thought I was the smartest person he knew. And that he thought I was the bravest person for doing this. He called it my cartoon, by the way. He was 90. What do you want? He also called my YouTube videos YouTube CDs. So
Got them all burned.
Wonderful man. But he was so unbelievably proud. He thought I was so brave for jumping in and doing this. He's like, you just do it. You just do it. You don't get scared. I said, well, I'm like, yeah, like a whole bunch, but I want to do it. Like I cannot die, you know, of old age or God hope, you know, and not having done this and made this. Like this is a part of me that has to come out.
Yeah.
And he said, I respect that so much. I think it's so wonderful. I'm so proud of you. His last name was Clubb, and there are Easter eggs in the book for him. He played accordion also. He taught me to play accordion when I was a kid. So
Oh, nice.
I don't remember, but there are Easter eggs in the book for him. And I had, you know, screen capped pieces of the script and highlighted it and sent it to him. And he was so touched. He thought it was just so wonderful that I was putting him in my cartoon. And then he died. And just wrecked me. Absolutely wrecked me. And I wanted to just curl up and just let it consume me. You know that feeling. You know, you lose someone and you want it to just absorb you and take you. And then I remembered how proud he was, how excited and touched he was. And I sat straight up in bed and I texted Caro and said, I'll be damned if I don't make this comic book. I'll be damned if I disappoint that man. Heaven or not, this book is getting made and I'm dedicating it to my grandfather. So if you're backing this campaign, you're backing my grandfather. You're backing a dedication to a man who never said a swear word in his life, who read the Bible every single day and loved his family like no other. And I'm going to make him proud. I mean, it's going to get made.
Nice.
It will be fulfilled. So
That is such a good way to put it, Danny.
Yeah.
And you timed it right at the end of the show too, so perfect. You are a show woman, but
Yay!
you're creating from the heart too, which I really appreciate.
Well, it's verisimilitude. You mentioned that earlier. Not to go on a major tangent at the end or anything, but like I appreciate it when we actually have stories told from life experience, because you know we're Gen Xers. Like when we see or older millennials, when we see like the younger millennials, and it seems more like they're writing stories from media that they've consumed rather than life experiences. It really does come across. There's that lack of like authenticity, that verisimilitude. I love that word because it's not used as often as it should be.
You haven't been around Robert Meyer Burnett very often.
Okay, I take that back with some of the big guys. But when it comes to like indie comics or even some of the newer, younger mainstream people, and you hear about what's your inspiration, like why are you telling this story, like what do they care about? They always mention other stories. I was a fan of Thundercats when I was a kid. So was I. Mm-hmm. I'm not writing about. If I want Thundercats, I'll go to Thundercats. But when it's like I have my own life experiences, I'm sharing a piece of my soul with you. Little Latin for you. Veritas ex vita. Truth from life. Like you need that. That's how people give a crap about your stories. And I'm loving that you've sold that. As part of your pitch.
I definitely have inspiration from, I loved Anne Rice all through high school. I still love Anne Rice. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I would be an absolute liar if I said, oh, no, there's no inspiration from Buffy the Vampire Slayer here. Obviously there is. That's what was that band that came out years ago, and they're like, we don't know who Led Zeppelin is. I'm like, shut up, go home, give me your microphone, you liars, morons. Who do you think we are? They were great, but you're a liar, shut up. I would be lying. And there was a Christopher Pike when I was a kid. He wrote the Last Vampire series. I read that. Oh my god, I was obsessed. But again, vampires were monsters. That in that respect, yes, I do have inspiration there, but the rest of it, that's me. The rest of it is the things I like. I wrote this because I'm bored with everything else. And I wanted something that I like, something that I would want to read, something that, yes, it's horror. Yes, it's fantasy, but horror today, it's just slasher shit, and it doesn't really have good writing. It doesn't have good acting. It's just like, we're just going to throw a bunch of blood at the screen and hope they don't notice. We didn't finish the third act, that kind of thing. No, I want purpose. I want plot. I want structure. I want super cool transitions. I like Easter eggs. I really like Easter eggs. Like, Emma is named after my oldest daughter. Jimmy is named after my son, my oldest. Somebody is named, these characters, they're named after somebody or something. There's reason and purpose for everything I do. Not a panel is wasted. Everything moves the story forward. Everything has a purpose, because I feel like in today's media, and that goes for the big, Marvel DC book, it's just wasteful. It's just drivel. It's boring. I'm tired of it. So, especially when my grandfather died, that was like, at first it was like, I lost my little brother 13-ish years ago, and he was the original inspiration for Jimmy. And as my oldest child grew, he's a lot like my late brother, and Jimmy really looks like my oldest kid. He really took on a lot of Ashton's personality and stuff. So it's just so funny how it happens, Anyway, especially after my grandfather died, it was like, no, like I can't just sit here and feel sorry for myself and feel like, well, I'm not getting enough eyes on the campaign, and nobody's going to because I'm a no name. You know, I've never done this before. I've got a small YouTube channel that
Yeah.
I don't really have the money. Nobody cares because I'm a girl who doesn't look like she reads comic books, and I'm a no name. So nobody's going to care to want to back this. They're just going to think that, oh, it's going to be some stupid Twilight shit, and it's going to be lame, and it's going to be woke or whatever.
Shush, Danny. You've got a great story. I like the
Yeah,
setting.
yeah.
I like where it's coming from. You've got an original take on vampires. I don't want to hear you speak like that ever again.
Well,
No,
honestly, the point I was
think
making was I don't want to, go down that road. I want to be like, no, Pawpaw loves me. He loves it. He thinks I'm brilliant and a creative genius. So it's getting made.
That's right.
yeah.
And I think you got
I
a good
think-
attitude as well. Go on, Chris. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. Sorry to keep jumping in, but like I think this is more of a brand and eyes thing. You know, everybody that's seen this has already went, oh crap, like this is cool. Like there isn't like a, oh okay, yeah, let's
It's
get to the
just
next
because
one.
of that black and white lettering. Obviously. Obviously.
No, what it is this needs to be seen by more people.
Yes.
And that misunderstanding of, oh, is it going to be Twilight or whatever? People aren't going to say, oh, is it going to be Twilight when they see a fucking monster there ripping
No, I
somebody's
think, yeah.
intestines out.
You've got a good point there, Chris, because you
That
put the
right
best
there, that's
art,
a money shot.
right. So you put the best art first. That's a clear win. You've got
Evan's a wizard. That's my only art right now. Those 3 pages. Evan's working on some right now that I'm waiting for him to hand in.
and you've got
Oh yeah.
sequential art right after that. You've got
Yep.
character turnarounds, if you want to call them that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a good setup for your campaign right now. I think Chris is right on the money. You just need to get on more shows, put more eyes on it, and you express it really, really well. And
Yeah.
people
Thank
a lot
you.
of times support the creator more than the project even in this space. And I think you carry yourself very well. You have a very unique story. Absolutely fascinating. You're a strong creator. I was going to say strong woman.
I'm a
but
strong, independent woman.
yeah, that's almost an insult nowadays,
That's
right?
my
This is
garlic
like,
to a vampire.
it's like, oh my god, am I gonna like?
Am I about to say it? Oh my God.
But
I made
Don't
it.
get it done.
I'm a strong, independent vampire that don't need no blood.
Oh hell no.
no, but this is freaking cool, Danny. I hope you come back on the show. I would love to have
love
you back
to.
on later down the line when you're closer to closing, or when you've got more pages to. For whatever reason, if you want to come back on, hit me up. This has been a great conversation.
Yes.
Like no shortage of topics and just in-depth and fascinating conversation on all fronts.
Yeah, I don't know how to shut up.
It's a wonderful quality. As a host of a show, the fact that I could just listen to you and draw, I get a lot of stuff done in that time. I just selfishly love it. No, but jokes aside, it was a great conversation. And this brings us to the part of the show that I like to call shill time.
Convoy, 12 o'clock, on my command! Deploy! Okay now. Little off course here. Ooh, holy mommy fucking shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Sugar Bear.
Yeah, and we're going to start with our guest of honor tonight, Danny. Tell us, where can people find you? We got obviously we got the Fund My Comic is in the show notes. It's glued to the chat. Do check it out. Back it while you can. This is going away at the end of the year, so make sure you secure your copy and help finance this wonderful work of art. And tell us, where can people follow you?
You can find me anywhere there's a social media platform. Just type in @comics and you'll see this face. If you go to YouTube, type in @comics and everything, you will see this face again in a cartoon form. Okay, that's important. It will be a cartoon. Don't get confused. And you can subscribe, and I go live Wednesday through Friday. And I upload breakdowns. My latest breakdown was over Psylocke, one of the biggest whoopsie daisies that turned into the biggest. So I got to do what now? I screwed up. I'm sorry. I should have read those. I didn't. I apologize. And I had Fabian on the channel, so I should have asked him about that. Anyway, the Psylocke breakdown's pretty cool, and I'm working on Big Barda next. So find me. I'm everywhere. I'm like a venereal disease. Can't get rid of me.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a blast. We're going to go on to our very own Otter, who
Hi.
I have to, first of all, I have to say, next time, please stop interrupting and taking like control of the show like this. This is not your show. If you want to talk all the time, you can have your own YouTube channel. But thank you for being here, Otter.
Hi. How's everyone doing? I'm joining in at the last minute. I swear I'm not just here to shill. And I am.
I know your strategy, Otter. He's like, okay, shill time is coming up. Let me go in. I'll push my
give
book.
me my fish.
No, we're happy to have you. We didn't talk about Dune tonight. James is had some work to do, so we're going to be talking about it next week. So if you want to hop on and give your 2 cents worth, we'll try to get that working next week. But we're still going to let you shill, Otter, because
You
you're
have
such an
to
old...
pay your respects to Shai Hulud. Otherwise, you get eaten.
Yes! Oh my
Another
God,
Dune
I'm
fan.
a huge Dune nerd. I'm a huge Dune nerd.
See,
There's
Danny,
a Dune Easter egg.
tune in next week. We're reviewing the Dune comic book and making comparisons with the books. So
there's a Dune comic book. I've been so busy.
you're going to love next week's episode, Danny.
I haven't checked it out, but I need to. I've read the books, though. I really like the books.
In the page where the kid is drinking, his buddy that's handing him a beer, he's wearing a Dune shirt, but because we were worried about IP infringement, we spelled it Doon.
That's pretty funny.
Dune.
Yeah. James was going to cover it tonight, but he's doing something else.
Well,
that was bad. I apologize.
To shill my stuff real quick. I'll get this out of the way. If you want to check my books out, because I make the best books ever, what other book series can you say was written by an otter? Am I right? That is...
You're right.
Exactly. That is Steel and Stormbright, the saga of two brothers in a sword and sorcery world against the world, where you get to see a young sorcerer and a young thief squaring off against evil empires, star raids, that's their actual name, they're more like cosmic ghosts, as well as weird horrors beyond one's comprehension. This is The Curse of the Star Raids and The Shadow of Twin Moons. Both are on sale on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble. You can find them right now. I'm currently working on book 3 and my Western. So it's
very
cool. A lot of fun.
And book 2 has some of my art in it, too.
It does.
I'm biased.
I'm biased, too.
Thank
I'm an
you,
otter.
Shall we play the
Well,
trailer?
it's the month for that.
Is it
Do it.
bias month?
It's Otter Month.
In some circles, yes.
Utterly astounded. Trailer reveal. I think we got it right here. Here we go. That's right.
Sword and Sorcery Majesty.
That's pretty dope.
Speaking of swords and sorcery,
Thank
we
you.
got some elves, and I think you got some sword and sorcery as well, don't you, Chris? Admit it.
Oh yeah, long ago. No, yeah. So yeah, I've got my Infinitale Chronicles series, the War of the Trees, which explores kind of the origin of the Eternal Elves and their exodus from an eternal childhood and a pretty much a cageless prison. I.e. the what is it? The Plato's allegory of the cave. Well, imagine, imagine having eternal youth, beauty, and all these, never having to worry about the betrayals of age or sickness, and yet for some reason you're still unhappy. Well, that's the story of our elves, these pretty people with problems, who realized that their entire existence was a lie and everything about them was stolen by their giant custodial titanic gods called the Fovera, or the Fomorians, as they're called in more modern terms. And this borrows heavily from ancient Irish and Welsh mythology. And what began as a contest between a mother's right and the god's might ends in a cataclysmic war that sees our heroes, multiple generations of them, by the way, escape this eternal childhood and experience kind of a dangerous liberty at the expense of a comfortable prison. And we've got books 1 and 2 available on Amazon right now, full color. God, the second one's almost 200 pages. God. And the third one, book 3, is currently in the works. My artist, Nerium, is hard at work showing me some awesome pages. And we're hoping to launch the Kickstarter, probably Kickstarter, I think, campaign sometime at the end of Q3 2027, so probably the end of summer, maybe-ish. But yeah, you get to see the continuations of that explosive finale from book 2. A lot of exciting stuff happened. And thanks for having me on, man, because it was exciting hearing about Amish vampires and kick-ass prosthetics.
Exploding finale?
Yes.
Is that code for something?
Well, generally finales are explosive, but we're not supposed to talk about that in good company.
Polite company.
Yeah,
Polite
that's right.
company.
That's the type of stuff that we can talk about our bowel movements at the dinner table, but not about this stuff. This is
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that in polite company, you know.
You know, we're always happy to.
You do your BM talks when the company leaves, honey. No.
I don't know. I got some spilkers in my Geneticazorn, and it just really bothers.
You know, we're always happy to have you here, Chris. Shall we play the trailer?
Sure.
Let's have it.
Knowledge is like a seed. When sown in fertile minds, it opens doors to new possibilities. Truth, once buried by the ages, is again revealed. The unimaginable becomes demystified. New wonders are discovered that transcend the limitations of previous understanding. However, some doors should never be opened. Our tale continues with the divergent paths of our heroes. As a naive king toils with ancient powers beyond his control, a grieving queen makes a fateful decision that forever changes their world. Infinito Chronicles. The War of the Trees.
Oh, you just showed the entire book right there in the trailer when it flipped through.
I know. I just like. I don't need to buy it anymore. I just
Yeah.
photographic
Gotta get
memory
that.
has just downloaded the book.
The video scrubbing. Yeah.
Man, that was a great comic. I really enjoyed it.
Well, there actually are free previews, 15 pages or more on the InfiniteSaleChronicles.com website. Because I'm a firm believer in try before you buy. I don't want any surprises where you're like, oh, that's a kick-ass cover. You open the book and the art looks like ass. You know, I want to be fully transparent. If you don't like it, you didn't waste any money. But if you did like it, you get a nice taster, and we'll give you the access to the Amazon pages where you can grab the retail versions.
We got John Colton. Great show tonight. Oh, you've been here, man. Nice to see you. Thanks for checking out the show, man. We got Ryan as well. How you doing, Ryan? Zebra Comics. Hope your book is coming along great. He just had a great conference. He was telling me the other day on my new morning show called Morning Inc., where I work in the mornings and stream it. Subscribe and like to the channel. And
I'm sorry, Frederick. I was thinking you were about to say Morning Glory inking farm. Excuse me.
No! Is there a Minotaur in that one too?
We're having connection issues with Otter. Seems we lost him. Hopefully he won't come back ever again.
I regret nothing. I'll take the ban.
I will ban you and all your descendants, Otter.
Water weasels will rule the world one day. Mark my words.
That's the only reason I bring you back on.
That's right.
This brings us to Wrangler Frequency Studios. What are you working on, Wrangler, and where can people find you? Oh, I know one of the things you're working on is this beautiful commission that I've been doing for you. Oh, yeah. We're both get the same idea. All right, you do it then. You do it. We're like two drivers here at the same time. I got Wrangler's ship here. This is a commission from Wrangler called the Wavelength, which is his titular spaceship. I don't know, titulars might not be the right word because it's not the title of your book, but it's your main spaceship of your characters there.
Right. Yeah, look at that gorgeous craft right there. I gave Frederick some schematics, and he's bringing it into detail. And it's
without
awesome.
any AI, because this is real cardboard. Folks, real Bristol, pure. Now back to Wrangler.
Well, I'll try to keep that swords and sorcery theme going here. There are characters with swords, and there's a character that uses sorcery, but it doesn't quite fit in that genre. But yeah, you can find my stuff on Amazon. Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. A little bit fantasy, a little bit Goonies, a whole lot of fun. They're don't I show so well? You put me on the spot, and all of a sudden I can't.
All right, cut.
but bubble.
Start from the top. Okay.
Buy my books. Good night, everybody.
Wrangler, if you would, please regale us of the wardrobe incident of 93.
You'll find that in book 2. The zipper incident of, what was it, 93 or 96? I think it was 93. I don't know.
I think it was 93. I read it and it made me laugh. I thought it was funny.
Nice.
Yeah. Apparently, Otter is claiming one of the characters from my book is his future wife.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Frederick would approve. Her name is Sabrina.
Have a good one, Danny.
God bless.
See you, Danny.
All right, yeah, you can find my books on Amazon. Just look up Bad Kitty Frequency Studios. They'll pop right up. You could also follow my YouTube channel search at Wrangler212. You could follow me on Twitter at Frequency Studios. Just remove the first E. And also my Substack under Frequency Studios, where I have a short story about some LA detectives set in the same universe. Takes place after book 2.
Fantastic. Shall we play the trailer?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's go.
Amy and Elizabeth are back, and this time
Nice.
Thank you, Frederick.
Always a pleasure. And Ryan says he's got his comic on Amazon Kindle today. So that was cool. Are you going to get it on Amazon printed like our friend Chris here? That's pretty cool. I'm thinking of doing that at some point as well. Sounds like an interesting option. And that brings us to our other co-host, Mr. Billy Bobsack. How you doing, Billy? What are you up to? Where can people find you?
Applause.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. And
It's a cricket's
Absolutely
button.
riveting. Yeah.
It's a cricket's button.
Man, I don't
the
have a
door.
second to talk. It's really distracting.
Yeah.
all right.
Hello, I'm Billy Bobsack. Buy my books.
All right. Here's Billy's clip.
Oh my god, my guys suck balls, you know it. Especially this motherfucker right here. If I suck balls, you are king of suck balls mountain. Shut the fuck up.
I love that clip so much.
It's a keeper. Ryan says, I think I'm going to keep my printed copies to only my website and conventions, but I will see how it does with the Kindle audience first. Baby
Sweet,
steps
man.
for me. No, right, man. He's like, you got to go slow on some things. You don't want to kind of overwhelm everything. I hear ya. And this is my inking piece, how it's happened, how it's gone tonight. Like my second, like my bad guy, the goat.
Look at all that ink.
Because it's Generation 047 or GOAT in lead speak.
That's
I
awesome.
might even say it's the GOAT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And that's Bridge
Frederick, I do
Jacques
have a
Cartier.
question for you on this.
We're done with the question and period. Wrangler. This is show time. Go ahead. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding.
I forgot what the question was. No,
My strategy worked.
no, didn't Rattel have like little tufts or something on the sides of his head, on the sides of his mask?
Yeah, so I used to have the like kind of folded ears that I once saw in a Deadpool comic because he doesn't always have them. And being inconsistent, I had them off and on at some points. And then I thought, well, a badger would have ears, right? It would have ears like that, so it'd be kind of cool to keep them. And then I went and actually looked at a badger, and it has like almost human-looking ears on the side. So I was like, okay, let me scrap those. And then Ryan came out, and he's got a character that's got pointy ears too. So no, that is not the Golden. Oh my God, Ryan, did you not study my
the
book?
Golden Gate Bridge is in Canada?
This is the Jacques Cartier Bridge. Oh my God, you Americans.
Golden Gate's just easier to pronounce.
No, this is the Jacques Cartier Bridge, and my goodness, there's so many freaking pipes on it. There's so many like supports on
Suspension
these
lines.
things. It's I'm never gonna draw a bridge ever again.
Just how you said that, Frederick, actually kind of cracks me up. God, there's so many pipes. I'm like, I will take that out of context, or I will try not to, but I will fail.
See what I have to put up with on this show, folks, for your entertainment. Are you not entertained?
We are entertained.
Right.
You know, hold on. I just want to add something. Just looking at this photo of your inking, having the bridge in the background like that, penciled with the figures in the foreground inked, it almost looks like depth of field.
Yeah, atmospheric.
That looks really cool
perspective.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on inking it kind of like what I call Bic pen style, in the sense that instead of doing like complete black opaque, just scratchy, pen, just scratchiness to kind of keep that field. It's not going to be left pencils, but I will have a scratchy effect that I'm going for that. So you got a keen eye there, Chris.
Sweet.
Yeah. So my own comic is off to the printers right now, so it's you cannot get it crowdfunded at this time, but stay tuned. I might have some copies at certain conferences this summer. You never know. And there will be a Rattel 2. I'm working on the script these days, adding dialogue and beefing it up a little bit. And I will get started on page 1 of Rattel 2 probably before the end of the month. I see it within horizon. It's almost there. So I'll leave you with my Rattel trailer. Why not?
Our world is crumbling, and most people are blind to it. A young computer whiz named Raimi decides to stand against the rising tide of oppression, only to find himself under the boot of those behind it all. Incarceration only proves to refine his resolve. Divine intervention takes away all fear from him in order to fix a broken system that enslaves us all. There comes a time when good men must ignore bad laws. Raimi dons a mask and becomes Rattel. Rattel uses intelligence and technology to combat ancient and dark forces for justice and a better tomorrow. Will Rattel take down the technocratic tyrants who've harnessed an ancient evil, or be crushed by the invisible hand?
That was Rattel, and we have 69 viewers right now, so may I say giggly. Thank you for watching all the way to the end.
That is the wrong response, Frederick. You got to say nice.
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 What's up?
Thank
wrong
you
one.
so much to, first of all, to our wonderful guest, Danny. Check out her campaign, linked in the show notes. And if you're watching this after the fact and you've made it all the way to the end, wow, I love you. You are awesome. Check out her FMC for my comic in the show notes in the description. I love you all so much. Thanks to all my wonderful co-hosts, Billy, Chris, Wrangler, Lord Otter. Not as much, but still,
Squeak, squeak.
And do like
Don't
and
make
subscribe.
me release the Something Wong files.
I think there's something wrong.
Yeah, well, Billy's got me on edge ever since he's told Danny to get blackmail on his artists. I sleep a little
I
less
already
well at
have the
night.
blackmail.
I'm sorry, I don't think the point quite came across. You might need to play it a second time.
Tune in next week where I will play that clip a second time. I love every single one of you, and so much that I'm leaving you out with this wonderful Sabrina clip.
God
Much
bless
love.
everybody.
Yeah, much love and God bless everyone.
God bless.
Boys.